Good morning, I'm Pastor Allen. Today is Monday, September 21st, and today is our daily Bible study taken from Matthew's Gospel, chapter 24, verses 36 through 44. And we're talking about no one knows the day or the hour of Jesus' return. Starting in verse 36. But concerning that day and hour, no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, nor the Son, but the Father only. For as were the days of Noah, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. For as in those days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day when Noah entered the ark. And they were unaware until the flood came and swept them all away. So will be the coming of the Son of Man. Then 2 men will be in the field, one will be taken and one left. 2 women will be grinding at the mill, one will be taken and one left. Therefore stay awake, for you do not know on what day your Lord is coming. But know this, that if the master of the house had known what part of the night the thief was coming, he would have stayed awake and would not have let his house be broken into. Therefore you also must be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect. And that's very true. This information is something that we can relate to and that we know. Several times we've seen Jesus warning us. He's telling us that the day and hour is not known, and we really can't know it. The angels don't know it. Jesus himself doesn't know it. Only God the Father knows it. And so, ignore people who set dates, who set times, who set years concerning Jesus' return. When it happens, we will know it. We will not miss it. But Jesus is telling us, look for the signs. Be aware, because it's coming. We just don't know when. In verse 36, verse 35, the verse right before this one, Jesus said, heaven and earth will pass away, but his words will not. Meaning that his words will not fail. His words are not false. They're true. They're dependable. They're something that we ought to pay attention to. So, we will not know the time of the return of Jesus, but we will see it when it happens. Verse 37, he reminds us of the days of Noah. There was a judgment coming, and Noah warned the people, he was building the ark, and his family was building this huge boat. And if you go back and read the story, the people laughed at him. They made fun of him. They thought he was crazy. But nobody, except for a few people who believed Noah, were saved. And so Jesus is telling us, look, the signs are here. You can see what's happening. So you need to be ready. In verses 38 and 39, he tells us what the things were that were happening. They were given in marriage. They were eating. They were drinking. They were completely unaware or oblivious or didn't care until the flood came and took them away. And Jesus doesn't want us to be unaware. And in verse 42, it says, stay awake, meaning not literally stay awake 24 hours a day, because you can't survive without sleep. But in other words, he's saying stay alert. Keep watching as best you can. Be aware. And then Jesus gives us an example in verse 43 about a thief breaking into a house. And we know that. Thieves break into houses when the owners aren't home, when they're not around. And same thing during that day, they would do it at night when the homeowner was sleeping, because there was nobody around during the day. Everybody was asleep, so it was a good opportunity. And, we know that. If your neighbor's not home, you need to watch their house so that they don't get broken into, or they have to buy an alarm system which does the watching for them. But that's what Jesus is telling us. Be aware, be alert. Don't take it for granted. And then in verse 44, Jesus tells us again to be ready. It says, therefore you also must be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect. And so we're to be ready. Number one, because Jesus is coming. And number two, because he's coming at a time that we don't expect. Have a great day. Talk to you tomorrow.